Okay, so we're in a couple of bits of information at a particular market or industry. First one here, quantity demand, so it's market demand. This is market supply. This is the firm's total cost function, and this is the firm's marginal cost function. So the first two are for the market, and the second two are to do with the individual firm. So the first thing we want is the equilibrium price, quantity, output from the individual firm and the individual firm profit. So it's really straightforward to get the equilibrium price. In equilibrium, quantity demanded equals quantity supplied. So we can just set these two equal. So that means that quantity demanded 6500 minus 100p is equal to quantity supplied, which is 1200p. So just rearranging, we'll take our p's over to one side, so we get 1300p is equal to 6500, which gives us a p of 5. So the market price is 5. What about quantity? Well, we can just take this price and put it into either of these. So let's say QS, let's call it Q star. So Q star is equal to 1200 times price, which is 5. So Q star is equal to 6000. So you can put the price, the equilibrium price, into either of those two, and you get the same thing. So there we have the first two things we wanted, which was equilibrium price and quantity. So now we want to get the individual firm output. Or in other words, what's the profit maximizing level of output for the individual firm? We know that profit maximization happens where you make marginal revenue equal to marginal cost. In a perfectly competitive world, price is equal to marginal revenue, so we just price is equal to marginal cost is the rule. Okay? Marginal revenue is just get what you get from each additional unit sold. What you get from each additional unit you produce, which in a perfectly competitive world is just price. So we know price. We're told that's 5. The firm faces the equilibrium price in the market. What about marginal cost? Well, we're told that as well. So we're told that that's twice Q over 200. So that's twice 6000. We're trying to find little q. Big Q is the overall market demand, or the overall market quantity, and we want to find little q, which is what the individual firm is making. So it's twice Q over 200. So we can solve this straightforward. That means 1000 is equal to 2Q. So that means that Q star is equal to 500. Okay, so each individual firm produces 500 units. Okay, so we're told all these firms are identical. So by looking at one firm, we've looked at them all. So the overall market output is 6000, and each individual firm makes 500, which obviously means there are 12 firms in the market. So the last thing we wanted then was the profit of the firm. Well, profit is always just equal to total revenue minus total cost. So profit then is equal to total revenue, which is price times quantity. So we know it faces a price of 5 and it makes a quantity of 500, minus the total cost, which we're given as 722 plus Q squared over 200. So Q squared is 500 squared all over 200. And you can just solve that, and you get the profit that the individual firm makes is 528. So just to recap, P is the market price that all firms face. Q star is the total market output. So all the firms combined make 600 or 6,000 units. The individual firm output is Q star, and they make 500. And the profit of the individual firm is 528. Part B then is what is the lowest price at which each firm would sell its output in the short run. And the answer is that we'll sell at any positive price. Okay, because at any positive price, the marginal cost, which is 2Q over 200, will be bigger than the average variable cost. So what's the average variable cost? Well, the variable cost is this part. It's the part of your total cost that varies with output. divided by Q. So that's going to give you Q over 200. Okay? So you take the variable cost, which is this part, divided by Q to get the average variable cost, and that gives you this. So marginal cost is greater than average variable cost. So this holds at any positive price, twice the quantity divided by 200 is obviously going to be bigger than the quantity divided by 200. And that's the rule for production in the short run.